Hey guys, it's Troy Francis, dating coach, coming at you with another video from East London. So, a question that I've had a couple of times in the last few weeks, somebody asked me on Instagram last week, and I've been asked this recently before, is hookup culture here to stay? Okay, hookup culture, of course, means this encroaching culture whereby people are meeting on apps or on social media and they are getting together for sort of casual sex or casual liaisons, and it's not leading to long-term relationships and whatever, all of that good stuff. Is it here to stay? I'm not a mind reader. I'm not somebody who can tell the future. I'm not a fortune teller or a clairvoyant. But yes, I think it's a pretty safe bet to say that it is here to stay, because look, all of this stuff is continuing exponentially. Okay, it's creating itself exponentially, right? The technology is continuing to refine and to appear and to modify and to mutate and to become something different. Okay, I mean, who would have thought, even like a decade ago, right, we didn't have really the dating apps in the way that we have now. We didn't really have social media in the way that we had now. All of this stuff is happening, but it's happening at a faster rate than it's ever happened in the whole course of history. Okay, and that's only going to continue. Okay, we've also got other things coming into the equation, notably AI. Okay, now who knows how AI is going to affect the real dating marketplace. I'm not talking about AI girlfriends or any of that kind of thing, but just in terms of actual real human beings meeting one another. How's AI going to play into that equation? I'm not sure yet, but I'm certain that it will. Okay, and then on top of that, you've got to look at societal conditioning and how people are positioned in society and the way that they are encouraged to act and the way that they want to act. And the reality is, look, we live in, certainly in the UK, I know the States, US, a little bit different, but you know, not that different for the most part, right? And then Western Europe, whatever. For the most part, we live in a pretty secular society, okay? And there isn't really any religious or spiritual or societal impediment to hookup culture. In fact, if anything, it's the opposite. If anything, the culture glorifies and promotes, whatever you may think of that, a very hypersexualized culture, okay? Again, I don't see that going anywhere. I don't see that changing, okay? I don't see, and regardless, we've got the US election coming up tomorrow. I'm not sure when this video will go out, but the US election is coming up. Regardless of who wins, I don't see that changing, okay? I think that, as a wise man once said, you can't put the genie back into the bottle, okay? And the genie is absolutely out of the bottle. So not only is society moving in a direction which is more loose, for the want of a better word. I don't mean any judgment by that, but you know, whatever. It's more sexualized, it's more hypersexualized, okay? Religion is receding, okay? I don't see a huge turnaround in that. I mean, I could be wrong, who knows, but I don't see that happening anytime soon, in the West at least, or the Anglosphere. So what are you left with? Well, you're left with a load of horny people who want to hook up, a culture that is promoting the notion of hooking up, and technology which is increasingly able to facilitate that at a faster and more efficient rate every single day, okay? So where do you think it's going, right? You don't have to be Albert Einstein, do you, to figure it out? Seems pretty obvious. So what do you do about it? Well, I mean, from my vantage point, you don't really do anything, because you can't do anything about it, okay? It is what it is. I don't really have a horse in the game anyway, to be honest. I mean, for me, it's kind of better, I guess, as a dating coach, if hookup culture continues to, you know, reinvent itself and to expand and you know, and to exponentially increase. I guess it's kind of good, right? Because it means that there are more people for me to help, okay? Because it is quite difficult, or it's very difficult to navigate this current marketplace. But even from just taking that to one side, from a human perspective, I mean, I've always been somewhat of a libertarian, okay? I think that people should, within reason, you know, be allowed to do what they want, and that's what people are doing, okay? And so it is what it is. If you are coming at this from a particularly conservative or, you know, religious kind of viewpoint, then you might say, well, this is all terrible, it's immoral, and you know, we need to turn it back to how it was 50 years ago or 100 years ago or whatever. Okay, fine. Good luck with that though, right? How's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? What means are going to come into play to make it happen? All right, I don't see anything. I don't see anything on the horizon. What do you do on an individual level though? Now, again, for me, this is somewhat less of a concern personally. I don't really mind. You know, I tend to go to bed quite early these days. I'm in London. There's people out and about doing lots and lots of naughty things all night long, probably. It doesn't really affect me, so I don't really care. But if you are fairly young and you're coming into this, you're like, okay, so how do I navigate my way through this quagmire, through this confusing, tangled mess of dating and these new sexual mores and everything else that we've got now? What do you do about that? Well, the only real advice that I can give is you've just got to be a better version of yourself every day, okay? Because what all of this means for the average man in the street is, and I say man advisedly because most of the people who watch this channel are male, for women as well, but I mean for guys specifically, right, who are finding it hard to find dates and to find girlfriends and, you know, whatever it is you want. The only way through all of this is to be as attractive a proposition in the dating marketplace as you can be, okay? And also, I would say to approach in real life. Because the only possible hack that you've got against the omnipotence, damn noisy traffic, the only hedge that you've got against the omnipotence of the dating apps is approaching in real life, which fewer and fewer people are doing, okay? So that gives you massive standout for a start, but that's, you know, you can talk to me about that separately, or if you want some help with that, email me, troy@realtroyfrancis.com. But approaching in real life, I think being super social is really important, and also just being a, inverted commas, high value man, you know, being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. You've got to have standout, okay, in this current marketplace. You can't just be another flannelly kind of dude who's waiting on the sidelines and hoping things are gonna work out for him, right? You've got to take the bull by the horns, and that means, and I said this in a video that I just made about a different topic, that means looking at the fundamentals, which are basically your fitness and the way that you look physically, okay, your body. Looking after that every day. It means making sure that your career is on point, that your finances are on point. It means having an interesting life. It means making sure that you're in a good position mentally and spiritually. And it means understanding game, right? Understanding the nuances of intergender dynamics and the dynamics between people in general, and being able to deftly navigate that in an engaging and charismatic and attractive manner, all right? And if you can't do that, or if you neglect any of those things, then yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to be harder than it was probably 10 or 20 years ago, and I don't see it becoming any easier as we go forward. Now, again, I don't want to be apocalyptic here. I'm not just saying this to try to to try and put it down on anybody, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Tell me in the comments. I don't know, but you tell me, right? What is the thing that's going to happen to arrest this or to reverse it? I don't see it. Okay, I don't see it. Now, we already know that a lot of young men in particular are having a lot of trouble in terms of dating. We've seen celibacy. I think it's tripled for young men under a certain age in the United States. You know, it's difficult. People are having a tough time. Again, I only see that increasing. Now, again, it's not, I don't think it's impossible. It's not impossible to still live in this culture and to have a great dating life. But you are going to have to work, and you have to work on all the areas that I said, and you're also going to have to work really on your game, okay? Or whatever, however you want to characterize that, but your riz, you know, your ability to engage with other human beings, you're going to have to work on it, because that's the real connection happens not online, not through screens. It happens face to face in real life, whether that's when you first approach or if it's on a date. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Get on my email list. I will leave a link below for that. And if you want to work with me, drop me an email, troy@realtroyfrancis.com, and put your WhatsApp details in, and we can get on the phone and have a chat. See you next time. Bye-bye.